welcome to our 5K tennis Shanghai Masters discussion. I don't know today's date, but does it really matter?
What? It is 2 days in a row. We've been solo without someone to hit start on the camera. She forgot the date.
October 11th.
It is
2019.
Jeez. It has been a busy week, hasn't it?
Yes, it has been.
So we just came off the course today, taught a couple of lessons. The wind picked up quite intensely.
Yeah.
And that gave us an extra window to do another show. It might be brief before we pick up our 4 kids. I was going to say 5, but one of them's here. So our 4 other kids from school.
Well, yeah. We did lessons, Spanish lessons. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You taught your Spanish lesson this morning, too.
Yeah.
How did that go, Mamacita?
Well, that went really well. They did really good. I tricked them. I put I wrote down in Spanish today, not really today's date. I mixed it up.
I was about to say, if you wrote down in your Spanish class today's date and you just forgot
I wrote down November 20th, but in Spanish, and so today was Tuesday to see if anybody would pick up on it, and they did.
You just said November 20th.
Yes, I was trying to trick
That's
them.
my birthday.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
20 de noviembre.
I don't even know why I picked that day.
That's my birthday.
Wow, it's funny.
There you go. All right, so let's jump right into today's show. It is Friday, October the 11th, 2019. And by the way, it is 2 days away from our 5th and youngest child's birthday, soon to be 4. And that's JPD 2. What's up, little Justin? What's up, soon to be 4-year-old? Let's get down. Remember when he was just popping out to say hello like popcorn in the hospital? You remember that? Mm-hmm. Lady was like, oh, he's already here. Here you go. And I'm like, geez, popped right out there like Jiffy Pop. Woo! Jiffy Pop up in there. Let's get down. I guess after 5, they just pop on out like a Pop-Tart.
No, it's not that. We got there when he was ready to come out.
Jiffy popping babies up in this piece. Let's go. All right, we're going to start off today's show with a viewer comment that I picked up on. I don't even know if you read this. But this was a hard-hitting comment for me. Anyway, at least I spun it in my own direction. And that comment comes from the one, the only, the hard-hitting, long-time viewer, the smack talker, the tennis player himself. And that would be Dusan Dramakhanin. Let's get down, Dusan. Let's get down. Why do I say it like this? Why do I say it like this, Carla? Mm-hmm. Is since Wimbledon, Carla and I know a lot of others out there have had fun of poking fun or talking smack about Fabio Fognini, the beautiful beard, the silky smooth Italiano with the wonderful, lovely bandana himself that walks in between points.
Slow. He's got style.
Give me the ball. This one's
style.
Good.
He walks slow.
This one's bad. Give me 3 more. Take these.
And he goes like this.
Wow. Let's go. So Dusan Dramakhanin came in with some knowledge, so I'm going to spill that knowledge. And this message came in, I think it was yesterday, and I just came across it. So I did spin this in my own fun. He didn't mean this in any way, shape, or form, positive or negative from what I gathered. And I gather it's translated because the words kind of came across jumbled, but maybe not. But here is Dusan Dramakhanin's statement about the Fabio Fognini, the silky smooth, beautiful beard, smooth walking, aggressively talking, and wanting to bomb London himself. Here's his fact. Here we go. Quote from Dusan Dramakhanin. Did you know that Fabio Fognini wears EA7 apparel? He put outfit. Did you know that Fabio Fognini wears EA7 outfit? And EA stands for Emporio Armani. Yes, Armani. Let's go. Woo, silky smooth with that Armani.
Makes sense.
So did you know that he wears EA7 outfit and EA is Emporio Armani, a luxury brand of Armani for young. I think that's where the translation came askew. EA7 is sportswear. So, did I know that Fabio Fognini wore Armani on the tennis court? Negative, I did not.
Well, Armani's Italian, so that makes sense.
Armani is silky, silky smooth. Are you shocked, Carla, that Fabio Fognini wears Armani?
No, I'm not shocked at all. No.
You know, for me, I thought that Fabio Fognini wore the skull, hydrogen.
That's what I thought.
I thought he wore the skull. Hydrogen is another brand out there, which I don't really get on the tennis court. Kind of like a skull and crossbones. Like, you want to play me? Ugh, get my skull. Ah. So I did a little research. The Hydrogen brand, which is a skull, will cost you $86 US for a t-shirt. Let's go. Come on, skull.
What?
Not really.
What?
I'd rather go to where we always go, garage sales and secondhand shops.
$86.
$86 for a
I'd rather
t-shirt.
buy a Nike shirt for that price.
Well, Nike's still ridiculously
You get
high.
$60.
It's somewhere like $65 for a t-shirt.
65 is better than 86 for a skull.
Gee whiz. I didn't know money grew on trees. However, when he mentioned EA7, even though for some reason I thought it was a skull, not that I care less either way, I looked up EA7. You can tune in and you can get a Fabio Fognini, beautiful beardish silhouette looking but not t-shirt for $71 from EA7. Let's get down. I'll get a skull headband for
They can keep it.
$50. I'll get a skull shirt for $81, and I'll get a matching pair of EA7 shorts for, I don't know, probably got to be somewhere between $70 and $90. And I'll just hope I get the opportunity to walk or look like the Fabio himself, or you know who else the skull? I just thought about it. Feliciano Lopez wears the skull, the Hydrogen. Mm-hmm. So do you think you can feel like Feliciano or look and walk like Fabiano or Fabio if you wear these brands?
No, I don't think so.
Anyway, I'll stick with the YTEX shirt. Let's get down. And I'll stick with the 5K tennis shirt, all of which come in about 80% cheaper, if not 90%.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Carla.
I have another viewer that I gotta. Carteri sent me a personal email. You know that Justin's sister's going through breast cancer. He was nice enough to send a long email about his family history. Helpful, a lot of information that was helpful. I sent it to her. Thank you very much. And I did see your picks. Very good picks, by the way.
Picks?
He had his quarterfinal picks and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. And then another message that I thought was pretty hilarious. We were talking about Fognini and Murray, if they got into a ring, and other players that you had like a list.
Our battle bracketology.
Yes. So I had Trevor Clausen send me a message.
Trevor Clausen
sent me a message. He said, Carla.
No, whoa. Hold on. For someone just tuning in, last show we came up with like a bracket. Mm-hmm. And we picked, or at least I picked, like the top 16 kind of like battle ready, not tennis players in a sense, but let's say these tennis players like went to battle like fist to fist. Who would win? So that's the context of this message. So Trevor Clausen chimed in and said, hold on, Carla, you got it all wrong.
What did I pick to win?
You picked Nalbandian. She picked David Nalbandian to square off in the blood match against Marat Safin.
Yeah.
I think Trevor Clausen was more partial to Rafael Nadal being in there against Safin in the final.
Well, I think I had him beating Nadal and Roddick. So he says, Carla. Nadal destroys everyone. Dude is way intense and has a built-in super move. Have you seen my man play football?
Soccer, yeah.
Yep. He says, have you seen my man play football? Scissor kick to the larynx. Roddick down.
Okay, so Nadal, in other words, Roddick didn't take out Nadal. He subbed Nadal in because he gave Roddick a scissor kick to the larynx.
Yes.
Okay, I can see that.
Then comes Nalbandian. That guy is a maniac, but he's too short. No chance for Nalby. Nadal elevates the super move to a super duper move. Triple kick flurry to the super plexus, followed by the now classic scissor jam to the larynx.
Okay, so
Nalby out.
Okay, so hold on a second. I have a bone to pick with this one. These are all trained tennis players, and I get this is a bloodthirsty blood match. Nalbandian, we cannot forget, kicked a chair or threw a racket that about decapitated somebody. So, like in wrestling, WWE wrestling or whatever, the referee turns their head, planned or not, and then the guy goes out to the crowd and, picks up a cable and then, ties it around someone's neck while the referee is still talking to someone in the audience. And then when the referee turns around, the wrestler magically pulls off the cable and throws it away. Like, what? I didn't do anything. What are you talking about? He's down. I got him. 1, 2, 3, and I win. See, that's the part that I don't get. Nadal, if he just scissor kicked Roddick, right? I don't think Nalbandian, as crafty as he really and truly is, would allow another match to be won by a random larynx shot to the throat. I think Nalbandian would have sensed this. I think Nadal pulled it off against Roddick. I think his coaching staff has now indicated, watch out for that, and he watched out for it. But Nalbandian still has to win that because the referee wasn't privy to that choke move that came from the audience, but because it hadn't happened before. So I still think Nalbandian does take out Nadal in the bloodthirsty match, not because in this situation that he's the bigger and better bruiser, but because Nadal had already pulled off the kick to the larynx in the match before. Telegraphing stuff like that, finishing moves, isn't good. Right. I'm still giving the final to Nalbandian that we had. I still think Marat Safin will beat Nadal.
I think Marat Safin will
Marat
beat all of
Safin,
them.
yeah, Marat Safin is going...
He'll have his vodka and go...
Yeah, he'll get the vodka bottle and rip out your larynx and then tie it around your heart when he pulls it out of your chest. That's the type of finishing move I was thinking about.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's jump right into the Shanghai Masters. And let's talk about really quickly...
Well, before we jump into that, we did have some news with Naomi Osaka. Okay. Remember, she was deciding as soon as she turned 21 whether she would become a U.S. citizen or she had dual citizenship, or she would stay with the Japanese citizenship. Well, she did. She chose Japan over the USA, and I think the Olympics are in 2020, so I think that's a good choice for her. She lives. She has a home that she just purchased in California for like almost $7 million.
Oh, good for her.
But I think that's a great choice. Hey, I mean, you were born in Japan. You're representing Japan. There's not too many great players in Japan. On the women's side, you have Kei Nishikori. On the men's side, I mean, the sponsorships
and arguably, he's not that great either.
He's not that great. The sponsorships will be great. Sure, she trained in the U.S., but, I mean, she was born in Japan. She's kind of doing what Sharapova did.
Yeah, this is a no-brain move. It took no thought process at all, in my opinion, for this one. I didn't know you even wrote that down. Sometimes we do these shows and we spend a lot of time planning and going over them, and sometimes we just have time and we miss you guys and we just do it. But we talked about this, I want to say, 6 months ago or greater, and at length about this same thing. It's a no-brainer. It really is. I mean, that is her descent. She was born there. A very respectable and beautiful country at that, with a lot of great history behind it. Well, some good history and some bad, but any country has some good and some bad. I mean, it's just the human way. Geopolitics isn't for here, but nonetheless, good for her. I would agree 100% with this decision. And you know what? It gives her something, at least it would for me, a little something more to fight for, in a way. To fight for her country and to fight for her flag in the Olympics. I think it's a wonderful decision.
I think so, too. I mean, she wasn't born in the U.S. She did move here when she was, I think, 10? They said somewhere around there. So, great choice, I think, in my opinion. And the U.S. will just really have to start training the American kids. They will have to start finding talent instead of trying to bring talent and then take credit for that. So
yeah, I mean, and you said it best. Look, tennis has no boundaries, first and foremost. It has no boundaries. It doesn't matter where you're from or what flag you fly. It's an international language. We talked about this before. Carla, we know people from all over the world that we play tennis with, and everyone is a really beautiful tennis person and personality and so forth. The Olympics, for me, is one thing where you should represent where you were planted on this wonderful world in which we live, and you should battle for that in a respectful way, number one. But for me, Osaka moving forward is going to be one of the next two greats that we're going to see for a while, as well as Andreescu. And I think this was the right decision for her to make, just to have less maybe drama behind the scenes moving forward, just kind of make it more copacetic in a way, and maybe not have people say behind your back, oh, she just, flew this flag for... political reasons or for sponsor reasons. I think she made the right choice here, hands down. Comment on that. Do you think she made the right choice? I know she made the right
Born
choice.
in Japan, representing her country. Maria Sharapova, born in Russia, representing her country. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, she made the right choice here, and I wish the best for Osaka and the Olympics next year. That'd be great if she won it. It would. And yes, I'm here in the U.S., but I think it would be great if Osaka won the Olympics for Japan. Would that be the first time ever a Japan woman had won a gold medal in the Olympics? Would it be? It's a trivia question. I don't know.
In tennis?
In tennis.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So what a great feat.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't sell herself out for maybe marketing or sponsorships if she would have gone the other way. Standing ovation for her on that, definitely. Anything more you have over there?
No, that was it.
All right, so real quickly, Carly, you were teaching a lesson, and I was here at the Spanish class, and I simply wrote down a couple of matches. So I'm just going to read through the results real quick.
By the way, it's not too dark in here?
It could be. Do I need to turn on a light?
I don't know. It keeps getting darker and
So
darker.
we have cloud cover coming in.
And darker, so I was just wondering.
All right, so turn the light on. So it has just become fall here in Alabama, and this time of the year the wind always picks up for a while, and it gets darker earlier. So we just had a transition in our own kind of room with that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm going to read off a couple of results here just quickly, okay? Number one, we have Stefanos Tsitsipas that beat Novak Djokovic. Number two, we had Daniil Medvedev that beat the beautiful beard, the smooth, silky smooth walkie-talkie headband, $87, $71 shirt wearing, Armani-looking dude. Medvedev took him out. Berrettini beats Dominic Thiem. And we have Sasha or Alexander Zverev that beat Roger Federer. No new news to anyone surely at this point. But let me real quickly.
No news. I had so many people like messaging me. Oh my gosh, Federer lost. My gosh, Djokovic lost. I have Wayne Chi in the morning send me Djokovic lost, and in my head I said,
okay, freeze, stop. We're beating a dead horse here. Let me rephrase this in a way. Let's look at the semifinals that these losses that shocked people. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Carla and I last year when we started this show, at the end of the year, I think we started pre-Wimbledon last year, and we got to after the U.S. Open and we were like, this is done in a way. We'll kind of ease back until the Australian Open. And everybody was like, oh, no, whatever. So we've done the show the whole year and starting the U.S. Open. Before the U.S. Open, we indicated after the U.S. Open it would get to a period where it was almost like scripted cheesiness or matches that didn't matter or insignificant outcomes or politically driven scripts. Yes, I'm going conspiracy theorist on everybody, but you know what? I've been around this game, studied it, played it very high level since very young. And at this time of the year, it becomes very political. It becomes very monetized. It becomes very advertisement and exhibitionist feeling kind of prone. And why? Let's take a look at this real quick.
Well, before you go there, Justin, I did have a comment from a viewer, Wildlife One. He sent me a message, right?
Wildlife One?
Wildlife
One. Wildlife One?
He said maybe the next gen is starting to figure it out little by little. We're starting to see some new faces win Masters 1000s. Maybe next year it will be a slam.
Okay, so we'll take that with a grain of salt. So his comment is maybe the next generation is finally breaking through. I didn't even know that comment was there. And I wrote the same thing here with a smiley face in a way. And let me explain. Is anyone shocked? And I'm going to ask this and move on. Is anyone shocked that Roger Federer and Novak Djokovic lost?
No.
No.
I'm not shocked. I don't think I watched the matches, guys. I actually watched the end of Novak Djokovic match with Tsitsipas, and I actually watched Federer's match. I can tell you that when Novak Djokovic shook Tsitsipas' hand, to me, he didn't look sad at all. To me, it looked like a tired Djokovic that's just played a lot of tennis, and you know what? It's the end of the year.
I'm going to sleep.
Who cares, right?
I'm going to sleep.
Federer
Going to sleep anyway.
Got a point penalty, right, during the match, and argued with the chair umpire that looked to be or sounded to be scared of Federer or respected Federer too much. Wake up.
Come on, man.
But at the end of the
We've already said all this.
Shut up. At the end of the shaking of the hands, he didn't really look bummed out. He smiled for Zverev.
Tickets were sold, number one. Okay, tickets were sold. Number two, Federer got a bit upset. And you know what? He's getting better at acting, I must say. He's getting better at acting. We've all seen Federer win enough. We've all seen Djokovic win enough. I think they sell more tickets at the end of the year when it really is insignificant. It doesn't matter. When they lose to somebody or if they bicker at the umpire in some odd way. First of all, the tennis schedule is absolutely cram-packed, okay? Let me ask everyone a question. How long do most major sport seasons last in the year? Football, NFL, basketball, NBA, Major League Baseball, MLB. Soccer, again, I don't follow it too much, but I'd be shocked if these guys are playing wide open tournaments for Barcelona or Madrid 365 days a year. How long do most of their seasons last? 3 months? 4 months maybe? I think baseball has 162 games, something like that. A lot of doubleheaders in there and a lot of days with no days off. 6 months at the most, but how much wear and tear really goes on the body in baseball? Some of these dudes are 250 pounds and have bellies lapped over their belt that we call Dunlap disease because my belly done lapped over the front of my belt buckle. No disrespect to those playing baseball, but you can't tell me that CC Sabathia has got a set of abs on him, right? I mean, come on. I mean, give me some more. What, Manny Ramirez was ripped? I mean, what, Pedro Martinez was a specimen? Come on, these dudes were like 97 and still throwing fastballs. Anyway, all I'm getting at is how long is really the season? The tennis season never stops. Brisbane in Australia starts somewhere around January the 3rd. Then we go into the Australian, and then we go into the brief hardcourt season, Indian Wells, and to Miami. Then we jump right into clay. We roll through the French Open, and then we roll right into pre-grass. Then we roll right into Wimbledon, and then we roll right onto the U.S. Open Series, right into the U.S. Open.
Clay? Did you say French?
Yeah, I just said the clay season, and then we morph into Wimbledon. Sorry, I missed the major in there. But gee whiz. Then we get done with the U.S. Open, which I went as a stringer to twice. These players are like on one toe at this point, and it's September. So September ends, and now, oh my, guess what, marketing team? We have 3 months to fill at the end of the year. I guess these tennis players aren't tired. People don't understand that tennis players are arguably the most taxed on the body. Name another sport. I get football players, you're assigned a position. You're a wide receiver, you run your route. B-Dog might say, I might understand football, whatever that is. He said the 49ers wouldn't be 9-7 and they're 4-0. Another story for another day. Get real. At the same time, you have an assigned position. You have offense and defense. You know what? The offense goes 3 and out. Well, guess what, Mr. Defense? Go have some Gatorade and sit down for a while. Okay? Yeah, I understand football. Baseball, the same way. You go up to bat, as long as everyone else is batting, you sit your hiney on the bench for a while. If you're a pitcher, if you're a reliever, you only pitch 1 inning every 3 days or whatever it is. Gee whiz. I mean, give me a break. These guys play 2 out of 3 sets, 3 out of 5 sets, the girls 2 out of 3, round the clock. Now, you get a 3-month lull, and all the people that want to lobby the players for more money are advertisers that will simply try to sell tickets for gimmicks, i.e. Laver Cup, i.e. what may be Davis Cup now with the new format, which may be, if it happens, the World Team Cup with the ATP, which has always been the ATP World Tour Finals at the end of the year.
Cup too, right?
That's what I just said.
Yeah, and did you know Roger Federer is going to play for the next 5 years in this exhibition in Hangzhou, China for the next 5 years?
Well, maybe he can show up and bicker at the umpire again because he's going to be too old to walk. And then maybe he can just
next 5 years he's playing that.
Whatever.
Wow.
It's hocus pocus. There's nothing new underneath the sun. The game has been played for eons of time. And yes, because there's new money to be made at the end of the years, people that don't know any better will lap it up like puppy dogs waiting for their puppy treat when ultimately they're just getting fed garbage. It's not legitimate. So I ask the question again. Is anybody shocked that Novak Djokovic and Roger Federer lost? Is anybody shocked? Is it if this match happened in Indian Wells, would Tsitsipas would have beaten Djokovic right now?
No.
Probably not.
No.
Would Zverev have capitalized on Federer? Probably not. Would Roger Federer have lost his cool if it was Wimbledon to the chair umpire?
No, absolutely not. And like I told Wildlife One, this is not a slam. These guys might beat them at the end of the year, but 3 out of 5 is a different story, in my opinion. And didn't Zverev just qualify?
Yes, this is knowledge drop. Dusan Dramakanin. Carla just brought a knowledge drop. Dusan, what's up? Carla just said something right off the bat. Does anyone realize that Alexander, i.e. Sasha, the softie himself, that is still the same old
beanpole? He cut his hair. Maybe that's why he's
the same old beanpole that always has been, with no change in his toolbox except the same screwdriver he has.
He had 4 match points in the second set, by the way. 4.
Can you believe that Zverev now qualifies, or was close to not qualifying, but is now into the ATP World Tour and Finals with his win over Roger Federer? Does anyone think that that's coincidence? Does anyone think that Zverev played the match of his life and beat the arguably the greatest of all time in Shanghai? How many people do you think will benefit more from Zverev coming than someone on the outside looking in? I'm curious to see who would have made the ATP World Tour Finals if Zverev would not have won that match. What I'm getting at, Zverev beats Federer. Oh, guess what, guys? Zverev just made the World Tour Finals because that happened. I just spit everywhere. It's ridiculous. And I love doing the show, but I'm going to keep it real, and you can hate on me. I'll get 3 million thumbs down on this. Don't care. Whatever.
You know, the scores were similar to Tsitsipas and Djokovic. The only difference was the second set. One was 7-5, the other one was 7-6.
So think about this. Zverev, because he beats Federer, makes the World Tour Finals. Well, guess what? That's a money event. The O2 to power that sucker. Well, it's beautiful lights and all its beautiful crowds. And hey, coming out of this corner is waving their hands at everybody. Hey, how are you? Get back. Hey, on this corner we got the lovely Sasha Zverev with his bow tie.
Well, he cut his hair.
And bandana.
He cut his hair.
Man, I'd rather be looking at Zverev than Jack Sock. You probably would have gotten Jack Sock Jr.
Oh yeah, didn't Jack Sock make a final?
Jeez, man.
And where is he now?
Didn't Jack Sock make the Laver Cup?
Where is he now?
Jeez, probably stuck in a sock somewhere. Probably smells like a sock with that big belly he carries around the court. Shoot, Jack Sock smelling like a sock. But that's alright, I don't understand football. Anyway, so after, by the way, the U.S. Open, here's a couple of tournaments that we have on the agenda. After the U.S. Open, after everybody's arguably grinded into the dirt, Laver Cup, woohoo! I like to call it the Laver Cheese Cup with a side of chug beer by Kyrgios. Japan, respectable. China, we have the Asian Swing, in other words, so it's active. We have Tokyo, we have the Shanghai, which is now a couple other in there. We have the Davis Cup, new format. Oh no, because the year's already packed a million other places. Now we can't do the generations old Davis Cup the way we used to do it because no one wants to play it because they're chasing money. So we'll just stick it at the end of the year in your butt. Now, don't forget about Roger Federer's lovely place to play and win 300 titles in a row, though. Mighty Basel, Switzerland Open. No disrespect there. I like the tournament a lot, but it seems like every year Federer plays Tommy Haas in the final after he's like 373 years old. And then we have the ATP Nitto World Tour Finals. Woo! And then we got the World Team Cup jammed in there because you know what? The tennis players have 2 days off in between now and Brisbane. We're going to stick it to your butts there. Buy my tickets. And by the way, Federer will yell at the judge here, and Djokovic might pretend his shoulder hurts and get a rub down. And Tsitsipas, Medvedev, and
well, didn't I send you an article where Djokovic said he's not going to play Davis Cup next year?
Good for him.
Because he says, geez, you have to fly here to London, then you got to fly here, fly there. It's a lot in the body.
Brisbane begins in January. The Australian Open begins in January. The jam-packedness of the tennis tour has now become insanity to me. Insanity.
But the sad part is that the only ones really making the money are like the top 10.
I think
that's the sad part, that nobody really is getting a piece of that pie, you know, just them.
A couple final thoughts right here. Is it a good thing for Roger Federer, and is it a good thing for Novak Djokovic that they lost these matches?
Yes, they need to rest.
I think it's good on multiple levels. Yes, they need to rest, number one.
Plus, it gives hope to the next.
Well, think about it. Think about it. It's good because they get to rest, but that's even trivial. That's even like the last on my list.
And I don't think he'll be number one now.
They didn't. Do you think an athlete like Roger Federer with $500 million in the bank, or someone like Djokovic with probably $200 million in the bank, do you really think they care if they have a number 1 next to their name? They're obviously going to meet one another in the quarters of the semis of whatever major they play in next year. Okay, so let me just tell you this. It's good because Novak Djokovic is, I think, the president of the Players Council. What better way to start the hype for next year's Australian Open than to have everyone in the semifinals of Shanghai that's in the next gen category? Let me tell you what, Stefanos Tsitsipas at 21 is turning the corner. He has broke through.
He's always reached many.
Daniil Medvedev is now in a semi. He's 23. He's now broken through. Berrettini is 23. Watch out for him with his fluorescent yellow racket. He might blind you. He's now broken through. Watch out for Sasha Zverev, the beanpole himself. That is still the same beanpole he was before. Has now turned the corner because he beat Roger Federer in Shanghai. Oh my gosh, the changing of the guard has occurred. The next gen has arrived. Let's go! Does anyone believe what I just said?
No. I mean, look, Nadal even took time out. He said, I'd rather get married and just chill.
Nadal's getting married. Bye-bye.
Just chill.
Adios. For the rest of the year. Federer, okay, buddy. All right. Djokovic, though, let's be real. Player council president, whatever it is, he's livening up space. Djokovic could have won this tournament with his eyes closed. What better way to end the season than to rile up the masses that buy tickets? Than to say that next gen is here. Proof is in the pudding. They're all in the semifinals. They're going to lose in the Australian Open. Just saying. They're going to lose. Anyway, I have a feeling it worked out very well for all those that lost. Anyway. All right, so a couple things real quick to end this show. Mm-hmm. You ready? Matteo Berrettini. Here's my question. If you had to invest stock right now... Berrettini. If you had to invest stock right now in Matteo Berrettini, are you buying or are you selling?
I'm selling.
So you mean to tell me because he did had a pretty good end of the year, and now at the end of the year he beats Dominic Thiem, which is respectable. You mean to tell me are you going to pick Berrettini to be one of your favorites for the Australian Open?
No, I will not pick Berrettini. No.
No disrespect to Berrettini, but again, I don't jump on bandwagons at any time soon. Proof is in the pudding. Osaka gave grief to when she was coming up. Andreescu gave grief to coming up, right? And here they are. Anyway, moving forward, are you buying or selling Berrettini stock?
No.
Do you think he will go deep into the Australian Open?
No, I don't believe it until I see the first line.
But we'll see what happens with the big three, Wawrinka, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
And the likes of Ranic's, and even the Kachanovs, and some of the other ones that have been around a little bit longer
is
too.
Young too. Kachanov.
Speaking of Alexander Zverev or Sasha Zverev, does anyone think that now the tall linguine noodle himself, Alexander Zverev, has now turned the corner in his career because he beat. Does anyone think
he needs to eat?
He could need to eat.
Yeah.
Because he's as thin as a beet.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch him and I go to sleep because I've seen every move that he makes when he hits tennis balls standing on his feet. Jeez. Okay, so think about this. Does anyone think that Sasha Zverev has now turned the corner on his career because he beat a diva and a conspiracy almost seeming, like a pre-written diva acting...
You need to tell me. You need to warn me.
A diva acting Roger Federer last night. Do you think that Zverev will now win 12 majors because he beat Roger Federer, the diva actor, scripted WWE write-in, step-in, look-alike actor last night? Is Zverev now in the thick of things?
No.
Negative, Ghost Rider. That pattern is full. Second, Zverev, by the way, is 22 years old. 22. Young, vibrant 22-year-old. When I grew up, if you were 22 still getting beat by a 38-year-old, you got issues. I got them too. He's got issues. Shh, getting hurried by this girl. I
gotta go pick up kids at school.
Children's. Call them children's around here. Okay? Children's. All right. Zverev needed to win that match to get into the ATP finals.
Yes, he did.
Do you think there was anything, is there even a possibility of script
you already
behind, is there a possibility?
Yeah.
Is there a possibility
Probably.
that the Nitto sponsorship for the $1 million purse and more of the ATP World Tour Finals at the end, is there any possibility that that was a sham and they needed him there for more ticket sales, especially to the younger viewers? Is it possible that that Federer loss in the argument was a sham? Is it possible? Think about that. Moving forward, again, I think that's suspect. I think Rogers yelling at the young rookie umpire was suspect. I think Zverev's win there was suspect. But you know what? He's in the finals now.
Semis.
And the ATP finals.
Oh.
And the semis of this tournament.
Yeah.
Don't forget your tickets to buy them at the O2.
All right.
It's entertaining there. The semifinals of Shanghai. Stefano Tsitsipas plays Medvedev. Berrettini plays Zverev. I wish the best for them all, but does any one of those four guys have a chance against, let's say, Novak Djokovic at the Australian Open in 2020?
Tsitsipas is the only one there. Maybe Medvedev.
I didn't ask for maybes. Will any of those guys, if they met Djokovic at the Australian Open in 2020, have a chance at beating Djokovic?
Tough. No, I don't know.
No, not yet. Once they get a cane and get on, wheelchair assistance, then they may. All right. Lastly, with that said, have we seen the changing of the guard now that these four young players have suspect?
No. Come on.
Honestly.
No.
Honestly. Was the semifinal here a little bit orchestrated or planned? All right. Think about that, guys. Think about that. I'll take the asshole merit badge award, but think about that. Okay? Sometimes it just seems awfully too convenient at the end of the year to have all the horses line up in a row to get ready for the season. Anyway, that's it. She's about to tear my head off. You can see.
She's saying the same thing over. Yes.
You know what? I'm going to snap,
We
crackle.
heard you say the same thing over.
I'm going to serve her some Rice Krispies. Snap, crackle, and pop. What? No, I love you, though.
I love you too.
All right. So that's it. Please like, share, and subscribe. We always say that, but no one ever subscribes. But that's okay. That's how we get down. Thank you so much to YTEX Strings. Much love, Ivor. I think we're headed to the post office now for Ivor.
Yes.
And she's as impatient as ever. Sometimes,
Well, because they hold the kids till a certain time. Otherwise, I gotta pay.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay, well, in that sense. Oh, never mind. All right, guys. Adios. Take care. See you later.
Let's see who wins.
And
Shanghai Masters.
Get ready. And get ready for the ATP World Tour Finals. You might be surprised. Kyrgios might do a cameo with the security guard, making sure he doesn't act up in the crowd. So watch out for that one.
Okay.
Okay? Watch out. Jack Sock might show up too.
All right.
All right, get ready.
Adios.
Tommy Haas might come out of retirement.